everyone, welcome back to Dynamic Sport Adventures Wilderness Survival Series. Today we're going to show you another method of friction fire. And again, any primitive fire that you need to do in the wilderness means that you didn't bring the proper gear. Always have the proper gear with you. Remember, 2 is 1, 1 is none, so always have 2 alternate methods for creating fire in case you need an emergency. Today what we're going to do is show you is we're going to use some cotton sourced from either feminine products or out of our first aid kit. We just took some cotton out of there and I rolled it into a little blanket, and then we're going to source a fire pit that we've come upon, and we're going to take some charcoal, grind it up to a fine powder, and we're going to mix a little ash in it too. Again, with any friction fire, any ember fire, moisture in the air, humidity, if the fire pit was wet and that charcoal's got dampness to it, this is not going to work. As with any friction fire, bow and drill, when you're creating that ember and that dust, it's just going to absorb any humidity that's in the air and moisture. Even in the winter time, when you go to blow a fire or ember into a flame from in your tinder nest, your moisture in your breath could affect it. So make sure you get a good ember going before you mess with it. So here's what the method is. I already got the piece of cotton spread out. I have my tinder nest with some birch bark in it, and I'm going to take some of that charcoal dust that I crushed up with the butt of my knife, and I'm going to put it into this cotton blanket I made. I'm going to put a little bit of white ash in there that was in the fire pit too, and this is all dry. Put that ash in there and that charcoal. Move this aside. I'm going to roll this into a nice tight blanket with that charcoal rolled up into the side. Think of it as a cigarette or a cigar. And then I'm going to keep rolling in one direction to tighten that up. So you're going to keep rolling it in one direction and tighten it and tighten until that cotton starts to bind down and form a little cigar with that charcoal inside there. And just keep doing that till it starts feeling nice and hard to you and compact. And what happens is once you get the boards on top of each other, and today I'm using 2 2x4s. I'll put a still pictures in. You can baton with your knife, baton down a board that's either been broken or maybe you have a saw with it and you can saw it off. Baton that in half and then shave this down to make 2 flat surfaces. The wider and longer the boards are, the easier this is going to be on you. So I just want to show you with the 2x4s how it does work. And again, anything in the wilderness is going to be 10 times harder. Have the proper gear with you and the proper training. Practice your bush skills. Don't wait till you need them. So now all I'm going to do is just put a little pressure on there. Again, just roll that in one direction and try to compact that some more. Move everything out of my way. Keep resetting it and keep on rolling in one direction until it's nice and compact. Once it starts getting nice and tight, I can start rolling it back in both directions. Now I'm just going to keep rolling it. Let it compact. Let's start building some heat. Reset it a little bit. Once it starts compacting, I think there's heat building up. I can go a little faster and put a little bit more pressure down on it. Reset that for myself. Remember to have your tinder nest ready, your fire lay ready, small sticks up to wrist size, twigs first, toothpick up to pencil, up to wrist fingers. You can see some smoke coming off of that. You can see that smoke coming out of there. Let it burn, let the ember grow. Everybody wants to rush the embers. Get my tinder nest ready. You can start seeing that smoke. It's cotton. It'll start burning. You'll have that crappy smell from cotton. Now I can wave it a little bit. Don't do that. Knock it down. I've done that before. Had an ember going. I can see it glow. So now I'm just going to fold that right up into my tinder nest. Just like any other ember fire. Start gently blowing. Remember, in the winter time, moisture in the air. Even your breath can have moisture in it. Some of the best tinder nests is white birch, paper birch. If you take the edge of your knife off a cedar tree and just scrape down on the cedar tree, cattails if they're nearby a water source. And there you go, your fire with cotton sourced from your first aid kit or a feminine product. Charcoal, dry charcoal, and some white ash from a used up fire pit. If you come across a lean-to, you might be able to source some wood like this off the lean-to to use. But again, if you have to source wood from the wilderness and baton it down, make sure it's dry, make sure it's smooth and flat surface so you can get that friction going back and forth. Thanks for watching Dynamic Sport Adventures Wilderness Survival Series. Happy hiking, get outdoors.